Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speed Gaming 5, and welcome into another of the 2022 Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament Swiss round matchups here alongside Fury SK. I'm Ferran Burgundy, and we have a pair of matchups here, or a matchup of a pair of individuals looking to get their first win here in the Swiss rounds. We have Liquid Husband taking on Leslie Pro 04. And this certainly looks to be a goodie.
Yep, in this scene, it's the duel of the commentators. We're going to see which one can talk their way out of a Ganon fight the quickest.
They most certainly are, and they'll be looking to do so with a few little twists here. Most notably, we've got the random starting location. Well, okay, it's one over from the vanilla, but we've got enemies shuffled between. Oh wow, we have Gurias and Darknuts in the overworld, and the magical sword at the vanilla wood sword spot. How about that?
Yep, so you get both the Lionels and the Moblins down by default, since Guria and Darknuts would normally be in the dungeons as primaries.
And a little bobbing and weaving over on Leslie's side to find another spot here, and it looks to be our mid-secret, which is 37. So definitely better than average, and we've got a nice bomb shop as well for just slightly above vanilla price of 21.
Yep, I think it's worth the purchase. You're going to have some bomb spots, especially the dead-end spots. You want to have a bomb for that so you don't have to come back to it later.
Yeah, the heart's expensive there, and we saw what looked to have been a... what is it, a door repair, but since Leslie only had 16, we know that it's at least 16. And Liquid Husband following suit. Alright, we're going to see if this is the Armos spot up here. Both runners pretty close by. Oh, and Leslie gets sniped by the Guria.
Yep, we'll see if Bo can get in there.
Negative. The Armos and Gurias are rather problematic. Now, with some bombs, we're going to take a look here. Oh, hey, there's the letter.
Yep, well, you see the potion prices. Not sure if he'll check on the first couple, as they like to save some frames instead of having to scroll through a message. If it's a long message, it can take a couple of seconds each time you see it.
So kind of a wait until you need it sort of a thing. And we're finding a lot of mid-secrets, a lot of 37s in a row.
Yep, thankfully, I was gonna say, thankfully, community hints being on, you don't need a ton of money, so just a whole bunch of medium secrets will do you for most of what you need this seed.
And there is a medicine shop. Liquid Husband debating what to do is going to up A, save, and give it another go here. So we know that that is not the Armos item that is available. I was mentioning here at the start, so one of the levels at least is guaranteed to be blocked by one of 3 different items. Either the Recorder in Recorder Lake, as we see that this is definitely a blue potion seed. The red is a bit of a ripoff. The Raft, which has 2 locations, and the Power Bracelet, which has 4 spots.
Yep, the trade-off for the Recorder is you have the Dig Doggers in the dungeons, so even if it's not required for the overworld, it's still something that the runners would like to find.
More than understandably so.
Arrows normally roll 80 rupees in the vanilla game, so just a small discount there. And Blue Ring rolling fairly normal. So should see Arrow pick up at some point in this seed unless the silvers are free.
Oh, and Leslie getting hugged by some blue dark nuts. Taking a death in the process. Do a lot of moving, juking, jiving, and Liquid Husband able to maneuver out of the way of it here. And now over toward the southwest corner, we have 17 for the small secret, so a lot of gold here. And level 7 looks to be in vanilla level 1 spot.
Yep, a lot of runners like to pull the Rick 6, which is check 5 or 6 rooms at least, if you have the open doors for them, and see if you can't find a free item or Triforce without having to expend much resource.
Ooh. With no sword, that is less than ideal, and Leslie's going to up A and probably get on out of there, yep.
Yeah, without at least a candle, you're not even going to be able to kill that room. 3 or 4 bombs, unless you get particularly lucky. Maybe with 6 or 7 or 8, you could pull that off.
Leslie trying to get around the enemies there, and they're having nothing to do with it. And there's another Dark Nut.
Yeah, perhaps aiming to get towards the Grave Armos spot. With 3 on the east side, though, I think maybe that would be the best play going forward if the Dark Nuts are kind of raid bossing you out of that direction.
And they seem to be everywhere, my goodness. And just a gambling game over on Liquid Husband's side. Another free spot to check here. Might have the sword. Oh, it doesn't take any. And Leslie going to pick up the candle to allow access to burning bushes. And can also use it as a weapon once per screen. Over in the waterfall, we got a key shop. 70 for the key.
Yep, and by virtue of the 70, we know that's going to be the cheapest key available in the shops. The other one I don't believe can roll below 80.
And 74 the large secret, so that's below average, as the standard for that is 100, but given that you have more medium secrets, there's definitely a plus there.
Yeah, we've definitely seen worse.
As well.
Definitely seen worse than the 1737-74 setup. We've seen a 42650 already, so it's not that bad.
Alright, so lots of money here in the forest as Liquid Husband goes up the mountainside to get to Vanilla 5's location. Ooh. Mamma mia, and it looks like it's going to be 25 for the door repair. Going from that 165 to 140. And
yep,
getting small secret in Vanilla 8.
That's perhaps the most devastating news out of the plus and minus of the door repair and the secrets. If you have a minus 15, you're almost looking at a small secret worth of door repairs, and it's really not that bad. Whereas 25 goes into the medium range.
Liquid Husband, oh, gonna retry here. Interesting. Leslie debating what to do with that max money of 255. Gonna go over here to the Armos spot and pick up the ladder, I believe that was.
Yep, I think he's still considering buying something, but may opt into a blue ring since he's got maximum.
half a heart here. Thankfully, those red dark nuts move a little bit slower, and Leslie just able to get in and debating and is going to pick up the red.
It's a bit interesting, but... oh, red candle on the coast.
Also going to pick up the red candle, so a lot of reds going on here. And now a take any on Liquid Husband's side, and that's going to get his blue candle.
Yep, he's retried a few times, so let's see if he gets to the red candle via the ladder, the Armo spot. If he does that, maybe he might opt into a retry or just go with it.
Leslie finding level 2 not too far from the vanilla start. Meanwhile, Monocle Rock is a casino.
Yep. On Leslie's side, if he were to just up A out of this room, that rupee boss will respawn. So he can just sit there and farm money as needed. Looks like the path forward in that dungeon, though, is left or right.
And with no bombs, gonna head on out of there. Well, gonna try a pirouette here, and heads over to the left. Take a key, use a key.
With the red candle, it can now actually do some work here in these dungeons.
Yep, unlike the blue candle where you can fire once per screen, with the red candle you can fire repeatedly over and over again. And oh, that is an interesting ink blot to start here. I feel like that's Hiss from Disney's Robin Hood.
Oh, small dungeons are readily available, it looks like. Liquid Husband found one in the meantime.
Yep, up in the vanilla letter location in the northeast, or near the northeast corner.
I like what Leslie Pro's doing here. He's out on a screen that will drop nothing but bombs, basically, if he hits the right count. So he can get his way up to maybe a bomb count. He's on 3 if that clock dropped on its normal counter, so he'll get to 5, and the next enemy he kills, if it drops bombs, will get him a bomb drop, potentially. It's roughly 40 or 45%.
We've got our take any's here as Liquid Husband finding a push block room that has Betty, the white sword.
It's pretty significant given that neither runner has found the wood sword. It could be somewhere way off in Death Mountain, perhaps. Having that taken care of means he can just keep going into dungeons now.
And we have level 8 up in the northeast corner. But Leslie is going to want to go one screen over. And, well, okay, not a ladder block here because Leslie does have the ladder.
It may pay off. It looks like there's a potential for an item staircase. There are transports in level 8, depending on how segmented it is. It could be 1 if there's none, otherwise it could multiply as it goes.
Got a heart container. The floor hearts are not shuffled in with it, and we do have an item, and it's the power bracelet. So this is interesting. Almost 14 minutes in, we have advantages on either side. Liquid Husband with the sword, but Leslie with the ladder, the red candle, as well as now the power bracelet.
Yep, I don't think any of these advantages are really going to hold up for very long. Level 1 being right next door, Leslie might find his white sword here pretty quickly. Meanwhile, the ladder being the Armos and the white sword, or the red candle being the ladder spot, means that Liquid Husband will see all that on the overworld. And we have a nanner on the floor in 1. How vanilla.
All hail. So that's everything there, and Liquid Husband's gonna leave behind the map.
Yep, because he
Not
knows
a
this
skiing
as
spot.
yeah, he knew this was the Triforce, so he wasn't even remotely interested anymore.
That makes sense, just as a commentator. Got certain things that I'm looking and hoping for, you know?
Yep, certainly. If this wasn't a tourney race, perhaps he would let you see it, but he knows he's got to move, because Leslie could be right on his tail, and he's pretty much accurate on that.
Yeah, they're both gunning for their first win, so any shenanigans are pretty well taken away as Leslie now picks up the white sword. So when they do find the wood sword location, it'll be obsolete by this point.
Liquid Husband's going to have a small advantage here, I think, because I think he got to this room as well, but it looked like Leslie Pro is kind of going the wrong way in this one. Just going up too high.
Recognizes it, up A's, and is going to head in a different direction. That's a fairly small 8, all things considered. $29 rooms for level 8.
Yep, so level 7 cannot eclipse that, so we know that level 7 is also going to be small.
Meanwhile, we do get a look at the map there, and I believe that was 16 rooms in level 1, so pretty quick there.
Yeah, this is going to lead to a scary level 9 scenario, though, with sub 30 numbers on your level 7 and 8. It means that, in theory, level 9 can roll all the way up to 64. Whereas sometimes if you have 35 or 36 rooms in 7 or 8, that can force it to be much lower, only getting up to, say, 45 or 46.
There's our wood sword on Candle Row. Little too late there.
That does explain why the runners didn't find it, though. The red candle's a bit far away from their start point, and it's underneath a burn bush. And this Chevy room actually impedes Liquid Husband's progress of getting to the power bracelet, so depending on how soon he comes back and whether or not that's required, it could play a big role in this going forward.
Well, we did see in the any roads that one of them led to Recorder Lake, so that is off the table as we now have level 4 on Leslie's side.
Found our first Wizrobe dungeon as well, I believe. So this is not necessarily the most fun.
Yep, chat noting that level 4 looks to provide all kinds of nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and things of that nature.
It's also somewhat possible that this Goma might be in the way of the item, or if this is segmented, it might be a transport.
We have a key drop here.
Yep, the little tactic for the Wizrobe rooms is if you have a doorway on the south or north side with red Wizrobes and you stand just barely stepping out of that doorway, you can get them to spawn directly up as opposed to your left or right, because there's nowhere in the wall for the wizard to be able to spawn. So, little tip if you're going to attempt the randomizer, to go ahead and try and use those doorways to your advantage. This room, however, is so much fun.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh, we've got a Triforce pickup on Liquid Husband's side of level 8.
Now, what's scary about what Leslie Pro here is doing is he's not resetting the room. He's instead killed a couple and he's wandering around in it. So if he takes a bop, they'll all reset, whereas if he resets the room now, there will only be 2 remaining Wizrobes.
Just got the heart and was able to clear the room. And it's the wand.
Yep, so if he gets there without getting keysed, which he does, he's now blocked out of the rest of this by the Goma. So he can leave and come back later.
Yeah, that's right. That was the only other staircase, push block, things of that nature. And of course, now there's the blue ring when there's not quite enough money for it, as Liquid Husband now finds the finds the wooden sword and proceeds to set it on fire with the blue candle.
That may also lead Liquid Husband to ignore the Armos until he sees what's on the coast. Because this is one of those weird formats where the red candle is not actually the Armos item, but because the Armos item gives you access to the ladder spot directly, it can be that way instead. So when he sees the red candle on the coast, he'll know that the ladder's the Armos item, and then he'll reevaluate pretty quickly, and I suspect go back.
Now here is level 2 for Liquid Husband. As we find yet another potion shop. The husband saying, I don't have time for that whole pirouette thing. I'm just going to lay a bomb down. Oh, you hate to see it. Leslie gets the big secret with just a little bit of room on there, but does have enough to get the blue ring should he so choose.
And now suddenly he has plenty of room.
That'll certainly do it. Now they're both in this 17 room level 2.
Yep, Leslie didn't have enough bombs to get any further before. Now he has both bombs and keys, so he can potentially get all the way through this, especially with the ladder.
And now I was taking notes on my sheet here, so that that blue ring purchased by Leslie, that was on one of the push blocks, right? The one near start, or vanilla start?
Yep, I think that's one of 2 or 3 now that we've seen. But that is the most convenient one as long as you have the power bracelet for it. I believe there's another one in Eastern Hyrule, as I think I saw him go past it before he had the money. I think it was in the forest proper.
Okay, that was also to confirm that one locations as far as what is blocked can be knocked off the list. So at this juncture, there is a 40% chance that the raft is required and a 60% chance that the power bracelet is required. And a 0% chance that the recorder is blocking access to a dungeon. And speak of the recorder,
Yep, so time to about face and go back to the Triforce. That will eliminate potential Dig Dugger blocks from the seed, so Liquid Husband's certainly willing to pick it up.
and thankfully that Goma not needing to be defeated in order to pick up the Triforce.
Fortunately, we have to hear it for the next little while until Liquid Husband goes into a cave, because it was the last room he was in. We get the roar for days.
Alright, it's prepping us to listen for the roar and a door in level 9. As Leslie now picks up the recorder as well. Yeah, I still think level 2's ink blot is Hiss from Robin Hood. You're never around when I need you! Oh gosh, next year that movie's gonna be 50. And I feel old. And Liquid Husband debating and is gonna pick up the blue ring as well. Oh, PJ! Somebody knows. Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Now back into 8 here for Leslie. Already picked up the power bracelet. There is one more item somewhere in the dungeon.
Guessing Leslie went into the forest via the normal route. He didn't go around the coastline and see the coast item yet.
Did not.
So this is going to be a fun surprise. Well, nope, he's going to go down here first, perhaps. I was going to say, it's going to be a fun surprise when he pushes the Armos, if he goes that way first.
Okay, nice little escape there. And Liquid Husband going to pick up a blue potion for 25. And there's the red candle. And the immediate beeline back towards the Armos spots.
Yep, he knows what this troll's all about. He knows exactly what's going to be there now.
And now chat getting in on various Disney Robin Hood quotes in the conversation there. Now I know why your mama calls you nutsy. And there's the ladder on Liquid Husband's side. And there's a Take Any in Vanilla 2. Up to 5 hearts now for Liquid Husband, and that's something that we haven't seen yet is the White Sword item.
Yep, there's a chance still that there is no dungeon blocked by an overworld block. Until we see that White Sword item, that can also be taken.
Leslie, I guess, on a bit of a beeline there, thinking that the blue ring could absorb a little bit more damage than what was actually done, and takes a death there. Liquid Husband, perhaps taking a moment to mark something on a map, or maybe plot the next move, and that looks to be the case here.
Yeah, I think he had gotten a lot of the exploration out of the way up in the northeast earlier, as we find the second item in level 8.
It's the red ring. Never fails. Not too long after spending the money for the blue ring, the red ring, next item found. Because the game knows.
Well, if that's all I have to do to get that much defense, I know what I'm going to do every single time from here on out.
If only it was that easy. See, now that you've said it, the game knows and it's going to change up the plan.
Looks like it's going to be Liquid Husband's turn to see the Goma block in level 4. See if he can get into the staircase with the wand before the blue wizrobes get a hold of him.
Oh, look, another dig dogger.
We have the recorder on both sides, but this dig dogger was not required for the Triforce.
I don't believe the compass hasn't been found, so Leslie isn't sure where it's necessarily going to be. Although, as I say that, there's the compass. Commentator's blessing?
Yep, he was definitely not angling that way because he had already died pretty close to where the Triforce was earlier, so it's going to help him out. Yep, Liquid Husband is playing the Bo Jackson custom sprite.
Oh, a little
asking
Tecmo Super Bowl action. Okay.
Very much.
Gotten very familiar with that game as of late.
That was a very nice clip there. He did that in a hurry. I hadn't even noticed that it was actually triple segmented. I was so busy looking at the separation there that I didn't see the third one way up there. So that's a really nice looking level 4.
And now Leslie picking up the Triforce in 8.
Yep, Liquid Husband had just enough money to purchase his wood arrows, so got that purchased out of the way. So just trying to figure out where he gets to go next. I think it's got to be Graveside. It does not have the power bracelet, but there's still some checks up there.
Chat noting Jerry Rice and Joe Montana in that game were well, for the most part, they're unbeatable. Probably my greatest accomplishment playing a full season of Tecmo Super Bowl was beating the Niners in the Superb Owl, playing as the Cleveland Browns using their backup quarterback, Mike Pagel. It's definitely one of those do you believe in miracle type moments. Granted, it was a 9-7 victory, but hey, a win's a win.
We take those.
Liquid Husband now here, meandering through 7.
Yep. Leslie had seen this room earlier, but only had bombs in his inventory at that point, so we couldn't tell if this was going to be an item, transport, or a prank.
Well, it's not the latter of the 3. We will see if it is... Of course it's a transport.
Chances of this being segmented are a little bit smaller than normal, just because the dungeon itself can't be much more than 23, 24, 25 rooms, somewhere in that ballpark.
We did note that level 8 was 29 rooms, so you said it could not be more than that.
And there's a welcome sight on a lower money seed, not a poverty seed. You don't have to buy the bait, because you can go through.
Kind of a useless bait block there.
Some will still buy it just to kind of persuade Guria and other enemies to kind of group up, but since those guys are on the overworld, that's probably the worst of the enemies taken care of that you could use the bait against.
Leslie just short of being able to purchase a key. And is looking to attempt a screen scroll here. And here's our map of 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure particularly what he's going for here. I thought it was double push on the other side, so I'm not sure this one would work.
And we have a 26 room level 7.
So between the two, you're well below 60, and on a 128 grid, that again will open up just about all the possibilities in level 9. Could still be just a bit shy of 60, 61, but the chances of a 64 right now are probably the most likely it's been in the last couple seeds I've seen.
Considering 7 and 8 combined are 55 rooms. Oh, well, we've got a compass there, and there is our white sword item, and it is the bloomerang.
So that's double the bad news for Leslie Pro. It means officially now there is a block dungeon, as the white sword item can't be underneath the block anymore, and furthermore, it's an item that you don't really want at 37 minutes into a seed when you already have a boomerang, a wand, a red candle, all sorts of decent stuff that you can use instead.
Which way to go with the key? Liquid Husband gonna go to the right. And hey, Aquamentus. Part of the extra bosses flag set that is with this juncture of the tournament here. So you'll see a lot more of those Aquamentus or Aquamenti, as well as additional Patras, Manhandlas, Gomas, Digdoggers, Dodongos. Am I forgetting any?
People claim they see more rupee bosses, but I think that's just a bit
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking, as I don't think I've seen more than maybe 1 or 2 in all 4 of my seeds combined. Oh, we're segmented into 7. Lovely.
Uh-oh.
You can go up here from start. It just means you have to... This is the only way there, as the bottom half and the top half, despite it looking like it's connected, really is not.
Is Leslie trying to remember and, well, opts out of 4. Not sure what he's looking for.
I think it was a mismark of his arrow shop, and he found it. It's worth noting that I think Liquid Husband has seen all of the rooms down the southern portion of this, so his item should be, in theory, somewhere up here, unless he may have missed one room at random.
Alright, well, there's the bomb hole, and now... Okay, we got the Chevy room. Gleox! How could I forget Gleox when I was mentioning the bosses?
I just try and erase them from my memory, so I don't know they exist anymore.
In case it's understandable.
Super Room.
And there's the Coast Heart. And Vanilla 6 is level 3.
And we're starting to run low on places that the bow can be. Speaking of bow, Bo grabs a Triforce in 7.
Bo knows triangles. Alright, we have an 18-room level 3. As Liquid Husband's going to pick up the Bloomerang.
Yeah, perhaps pandering to a fellow comrade in the booth who also loves the blue boomerang.
Well, I am neutral on the boomerang debate, so I think by process of elimination, you know where that's going.
In this tournament, if you find the boomerang early, it doesn't matter which color it is, you use it.
Absolutely. The rest is just memery. Early in the seed, you just get it, use it, you say good eye mate, and you move on.
Yeah, there's still an argument even to grab it as we find another super room in 3, if you have Lionels in the dungeons, just because it'll help you get through them.
Oh, there's the any key, the skeleton key. Regardless of the name, the result's the same. Won't have to worry about keys for the rest of the seed. Well, there's our level 9.
Yep, and by process of elimination, we already know what's in here, because the other 2 items that can't be in here are the bow and the raft.
The silvers are in 9 as well as the book.
That is correct. The other 2 items are in 5 or 6. So we also know that at least one of those will not be raft block, so you won't see a double raft block there. So that means that Leslie Pro can access it. If Leslie Pro, however, has checked all of his Power Bracelet spots, and Recorder Lake is in any road, then we know that the next dungeon he finds will, by default, have the raft, and the one that's raft blocked will have the bow. I don't think Bo is going to be very happy to find the Any key, given that's the one resource he has a lot of currently. He'll take it, but will be just
Yeah,
a little bit
there's a
sad.
little reluctance. There's a 4 heart, already up to 9 hearts for Liquid Husband. And a 9th key, because of course.
Yeah, Mags is close to the starting screen. It's in fact vanilla start, and they start one away from it. That being said, I'm not sure it's high on Liquid Husband's priority list, given that he's got White Sword and Wand. You have pretty good combat there.
The rest is more of a luxury. Now, Spectacle Rock gives us... Oh, a door repair.
So it looks like Leslie Pro has a direction he wants to go. Looks like the northeast. Or maybe he's just miswhistled here a little bit.
Yep. Whistled to 8 as opposed to someplace else. And just picks up the key, has no displeasure towards it. And there is the level 3 Triforce.
I now see what Leslie Pro is going for. He's got mostly West Death Mountain left to check, so why not flute off of East Death Mountain's dead end and go down to where you've already been, which is a few less screens away.
And here is level 5. So that means 6 has to be our block. Or our blocked dungeon, I should say.
Yep, and I'm not certain that either runner has checked the northeast push block on the overworld. I kind of want to say that Leslie Pro probably has, given that he fluted up there and didn't decide to go check it real quick before fluting back towards Death Mountain checks.
If that's the case, I can't recall what it was.
He has, so I can go ahead and light up all of the different items. So that means somewhere in this level 5 should be a Raft find.
It's a better memory than I have, that's for sure. And that confirms it. There is the Raft.
Leslie Pro does not know that his bow is in 6 yet. For all he knows, it could still be in level 7, since he's not seen that. While Liquid Husband doesn't know either item in level 8, so as far as he knows, 8 could also have the bow, and not just 6.
So there's a lot still to figure out here.
Liquid Husband also hasn't found level 5, which would be necessary. And that's another super room, by the way. Another item and Triforce in the same area.
The game being generous to our runners here.
Certainly giving them the opportunity to jet in this seed. We've not seen a lot of trolley blocks in dungeons outside of level 4's Triforce. Most every item's been accessible. And Triforces, for the most part, haven't been too far away from one of the items in the dungeons when they have multiples.
Okay, there's our more expensive key. Selling at a piano's rate this time. 88 on the keys.
I do find it a little bit interesting that Leslie Pro's still searching the overworld, because I know he saw level 7 right off the bat, and I know that he knows he's bow blocked out of 4. So by default he has to know that he just got access to whatever block dungeon is out there, which has to be 6 in this case. That being said, there was only a handful of caves up there, so perhaps he had another Take Any One that he hasn't seen yet, or was just looking for some extra money.
Yeah, it could be a number of different things. A forest fairy. Interesting.
Yep, one of our white or magical sword hints converted into a community hint. So to this point, I would say that we still don't really know which one of these two runners is going to get off of the Ophir and the win column. Both of them still very close in terms of what they have completed on the overworld, and getting close on knowledge as well.
Yeah, Liquid Husband with the Triforce advantage, but Leslie with, I'd say, the item advantage here. I mean, Red Ring, the Power Bracelet, the Raft. So in that regard, pretty even. As now here's level 5 over on Liquid Husband's side.
If I had to guess, this is probably going to come down to whether or not Liquid Husband decides to dive level 8 for its items. If he takes this raft, goes to 6, and decides to dig that out as opposed to going back to level 8, he'll have made up the time that Leslie Pros had to dig it, as the only difference that he'll have at that point is blue ring as opposed to red, which is still fairly good defense. If he goes back there, then it may take him an extra 6 or 7 minutes to get a full clear if he just happens to go the wrong way. Or if he goes the right way, it won't matter much at all. Speaking of right ways, he is going to go the right way, it appears, in this dungeon.
Leslie, meanwhile, with a compass pickup, but still is looking for the item. Hoping it's the bow. We know that it's the Coast Heart.
Liquid Husband's going to find the staircase transport. What's going to save him from taking it is he probably wants to eliminate the 3 rooms that are down in this little tail, and he'll find that his item's down here, so he'll be happy he made that decision shortly.
There's our first bomb upgrade. But not quite the funds to record it, and oh. That was a super room in 5, right? That's...
Yep, so this is going to cost a little bit of time because he wasn't willing to clear that staircase room. Maybe he'll get lucky with the compass quickly, or maybe he'll get unlucky. The right hand.
Patra.
The right-hand staircases tend to drop a little bit more often in a randomizer. So it's always a good idea to take care of easier rooms, especially ones with just Gibdos, because they can drop you bombs. I know Liquid Husband was on fairly full bombs at the time. So this will give Leslie Pro some time back as he decided to dig the lower half of 7 first, and that, as we know, wasn't going to pay off because the super room's up top. And the super room is a bit of a troll in a bigger dungeon. If you're trying to find the item, that's the room that you kind of feel is the least likely to have your Triforce. But in reality, with the open staircase flag turned off, meaning there's not going to be a whole bunch of push blocks, it can happen a little bit more often than I guess they realize.
Now we've got the Pole's voices here, and there's the heart. And Leslie gonna go ahead and pick that up. So now 9 hearts apiece. There's 7's pickup.
Liquid Husband has about 2 or 3 rooms left in this dungeon to go ahead and check. Just all in this little corner here, so it's gonna be a couple minutes before we even it up. Oh, right now we're gonna even it up. He's gonna realize he's made a mistake there.
Leslie, I would imagine, going to be heading for the Raft location here. Yep.
And here it is.
There's level 6. Doesn't bother with the key. Liquid Husband has the Triforce in 5.
Leslie Pro is going to clear this room to check the push block potential, but Gleox will prevent that push block from ever existing. Something along the lines of the fireballs don't work properly with the push block.
There we go, we have a chance to play Name That Tune. And while it sounds familiar, I'm stumped.
So it looks like Liquid Husband's going to choose to check his Raft spots before going back to 8. If he digs the item out of here, that's where we'll know whether or not we have a fairly close race into level 9, or if we're going to be reliant on level 9 being an equalizer of sorts. Looks like we might have a chance at something here. Or was this the room that Leslie Pro was in? Looked kind of close, but hard to tell.
And it's the transport.
Alright, so he's going to take it. I don't think Leslie Pro took this. It's going to lead him way down south.
We've got a 33-room level 6. That's the biggest thus far of the 8 dungeons that we've seen.
Yep, it's somewhat rare for that to happen, just because level 8 tends to be the real winner as far as the first 8, but with 1 and 6 rolling on the same grid, set up the same 2, you can get a fairly large level 6 if 1 through 5 roll pretty small.
Leslie giving a white sword to the knee of the old man there.
The more rooms that Liquid Husband clears in this level 6, the more likely he is to dig the item out of here. Leslie's on the full knowledge of what's here. Liquid, on the other hand, as we mentioned earlier, does not know what's in level 8.
A little virtual high five there for a moment.
Yeah. If this is a super room again,
Oh gosh, it might be.
there's only a handful of rooms left that the 2 runners combined have not checked. That's a nice manhandle kill, though.
That was a nice manhandle kill, and nope, just a Gleeok. So Leslie gonna get the Triforce, and I would imagine is gonna go in and Rick 6 here. Yep, there we go.
It looks like by default it's going to have to be somewhere below the rooms that Liquid Husband is in now. He's going to have to bomb down, and Leslie Pro's going to try and go down as well. So this bomb wall not opening up means that Leslie Pro's most likely to find it first.
Oh, hi, Patra. Bye, Patra.
Looks like we've got some very stubborn walls on the left side of 6. Only one way to go, and it looks like it's all the way at the bottom. So, with all of this exploration, by the time Liquid Husband gets up to the top of this 6, he's going to have approximately 8 rooms left to look at.
Okay, just passing some ropas and... Oh, Patra.
This may be the guardian of the bow. Nope, just the heart.
So the magical sword could be in play, but probably not.
And the last room of level 6 that Leslie Pro checks will have the bow.
Of course, it's Patra blocked, but there indeed is the bow.
Alright, so here is potentially the game if Liquid Husband decides to bail in the last 6, 7, 8 rooms of this level 6. He will not, so still going to be a very close game into level 9.
Now Leslie gonna head over for... Oh, well, alright, maybe a little misremembering there of where level 4 is.
Yeah, he also was 1 to the right on his arrow shop earlier, so he may just have mismarked by 1 on each.
Pretty easy to do. Yes, we did find 9. It's up in Death Mountain, 1 screen south of the Death Mountain push block, or push rock, or power bracelet push words. I don't know.
So in theory, the grave bomb wall right below the power bracelet.
Yeah, that grayish screen.
It's a long debate as to what it applies to. The only reason that I call it the grave is because the tracker and the hints that Fred has put in for helpful hints will refer to that area as the grave.
Ah, okay. I guess I could have also said 1 screen southeast of Vanilla 6.
Yep, that also would have worked.
Grave Potion Shop.
So which segment is the Triforce going to be in this level 4? This is a most welcome heart container. So he's going to have to get through a Patra to get to the staircase here momentarily.
A little bit of a boss gauntlet here as Leslie utilizes a potion.
He's got 2 rooms left. He's, I think, going to take the key door up, which is probably the wise decision. There's the Triforce in 4, not far from the staircase, so if you check that 1 room on the map, you're good to go. So Liquid Husband could take 1 bot from this Patra. He's going to take 0 because it was quite friendly.
Just happened to part accordingly.
And that's bow mode for Liquid Husband. He's just got to find the silvers, which could be an 8 or 9. So we'll see which he decides to go dig first. First off, though, you will go to level 4 and clean up that dungeon, as Leslie Pro's now heading to 9.
Alright, we're making the adjustments to get the audio set here on Leslie's side. So as is customary, I'm going to provide the instruction that we are looking for a roar and a door, but in this case we're also looking for an arrow. So we're looking for a door that even when all the enemies are defeated, either won't open on its own, or once Ganon is defeated, one that just opens on its own when you enter the room. If you hear a roar, that means that Ganon is in the adjacent room. And of course, we're looking for the basement item of the silver arrow before we even get to Ganon, because you can't kill Ganon without the silver arrow. And that's correct. Liquid Husband did not find either item from level 8. Just Triforced and went. So, no power bracelet and no red ring.
The reason why I think he'll make the 9 dig is because he knows the power bracelet is there. So he can just go ahead and take the 66 gamble that silvers are a 9.
So knowing that the power bracelet can't be a 9, that eliminates it to 3 possibilities between the red ring, the book, and the silver arrows, and 2 of those 3 checks are in level 9.
Yep, we've got the door figured out, looks like.
And to quote the late great Meatloaf, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But yes, we do have the door found, so we know where the kidnapped is.
Yep, and now let's see if he makes the 33% gamble or the 66. He's going to first make the 20% gamble, though. Not this time on Magical Sword, but yes, I mean, it's not really that much of a route divergence from the starting screen, so I don't blame him.
You're not really going out of your way for it. It's not like you have to go all the way back up to Death Mountain, because, oh, well. Liquid Husband is going to go into 8 here.
It's a nice force by Leslie Pro. Got the 9 count and then bombed the last of the Moldorm. And got himself another bomb. So, if you're a fan of Liquid Husband, you were hoping he wouldn't find this one first. You were hoping he would find the red ring. So that would tell him the answer he needed. And it doesn't seem like it's too brutal an enemy set in 9, so it's just going to be a question of how trolly this route is in level 9 to get to Ganon and or the silvers.
And here comes the Vire lag.
Well, that was a really, really quick item grab for Liquid Husband. So he's got his defense, so it's only going to be about, what, a 5-minute or 6-minute time deficit at most?
Maybe a little bit more than 5. I believe Leslie entered level 9 at around the 1 hour and 9 minute mark. So, yeah, it'll be roughly a 5-minute head start for Leslie here.
definitely a chance of a comeback on the 9. Leslie's only going to have what appears to be about 3 staircases figured out at this point, so a route divergence from what he has done may allow Liquid Husband the opportunity to get back in this.
There's another staircase that transports.
He's going to mark it so that he has good track of where he's been staircase-wise in 9. Some people full track 9, some people just track where they are on the grid when they take a transport. Some don't track it at all and just kind of do it by memory.
I'm not very good at this game, so I am on team track it all.
Yeah, for me it just depends on what I'm looking for. If I need an item out of here, I'm tracking staircases. If I don't need an item, then I kind of mentally know where I've been well enough to just figure it out. But there's no right or wrong answer until you forget a staircase.
Which I think has pretty much occurred as commonplace for a lot of people.
We do have a roar. It's down here in this southeast of Skull. And we do have the route secured to Ganon now. We just can't kill him.
And here goes Leslie looking to bomb out.
Nope. Did he check that push block before? I'm guessing he must have. Let's see if he can find... Well, now he definitely has.
Well, now we know so.
Who is going to find the silverfish first? I think Liquid Husband's in a room we've already seen, so he's not going to find it in this staircase. I think this is the one that trolls as well.
I believe you're correct.
Not only was he trolled on the bomb walls, he was also trolled on the Vires, not giving him any bombs.
Oh, man.
Still has 6, and he is on a 3 count most likely, so he knows after 2 more kills he'll have his next bomb chance. He also has a pack on the floor that he's probably going to save at 6 bombs, just because you don't know when you're going to be able to get your next bomb drop off an enemy, so you might want to save it for later. He was a bit of a fake roar, but also not a fake roar, as he was, I think, right next to Ganon still. Or Leslie Pro. And that's a bomb pack he needed. I'm not convinced we've seen the room Liquid Husband's clearing right now. It was not a push block, though. Definitely seen this room, so I guess he's going to probably try the west of Start area. Know that this area that Liquid Husband's in now has been looked at already. We are looking for a map or a compass in Liquid Husband's case, as he's seen the shutter door, but he did not clear the room that has the correct shutter door in it. And I'm almost positive either runner at this point will pick up the other item that's in the staircase of 9 if it's not the silvers, because the book would help out immensely in figuring out what walls exist and what walls will not open in any circumstances. There's no room behind them.
Yep, the book works as an atlas, so it gives you maps of all the areas, all the various levels. And it has that thing with the wand where it ends up lighting fire after you shoot it, but the runners don't really like that because it creates some slowdown, some lag. So I've been told.
Yeah, it's a bit of an annoyance. You can also burn yourself to death accidentally trying to use the blunt of the knob as to attempt to knock an enemy out, since it will catch a fire. Alright, Liquid Husband found something important for him and him alone, since Leslie Pro already knows about the location of Zelda. Definitely starting to feel like Magic Bomb Wall 9, though.
The old classic game of find the bomb hole. Alright, a forced bomb count.
Looks like Leslie's starting to hit the same rooms he's already checked as far as staircases go. It looks like he figured it out before he got too involved in that one. It's very quickly coming down to who can force their bombs and keep themselves afloat on bombs to be able to check all the walls. Double heart suggests you might get a bomb here shortly. Yep.
But the block does not push.
And now we're back to that starting staircase that we took to Zelda. There's the bomb force he was looking for. Yep, Liquid Husband is clearing everything looking for the map. It'd be most amusing if the moblins in that diamond were never cleared by the two runners, and it happened that the map was free right there. And we found Zelda's room, but it's just a prank. So at best guess, it looks like Liquid Husband is about 12 rooms behind this 9. Maybe 13.
Yes, indeed, at least Wizrobes do not use Ultima. Hey, there's the map. Oh, goodness.
59 is the magic number.
It's just over double what level 8 was.
So it appears that we do need to get up into that northwest part of this dungeon. In most, well, it's not definitively where we need to be, but it's the most likely.
Highest odds and all that.
I think Wellesley Pro is going to be a little bit disappointed once he goes and tries to bomb this wall. Here's the staircase that kind of gets you over into that general area that we haven't been too much. As long as there's a bomb wall up or right here, we have a chance. There may not be one, though.
And only 2 bombs on Liquid Husband's side.
Well, it's enough to check them both if he wants to. Doesn't look like he's going to, though. It's because he has a room that he can freely adventure into on his map on 2 columns over that would get him into that room for free. That's why he didn't use that bomb. You know that Leslie Pro is not going to get his silvers imminently because he's in an area that Liquid Husband has already tried to go through. Here's the open door that Liquid Husband had earlier.
Alright, so they both have the compass now.
Yep. Leslie's definitely doing the better job of keeping his bombs afloat via forcing. Liquid Husband's gonna find a pack on the floor, so it's not gonna be a major threat right now for him. He's definitely gotta start thinking that he can go left somewhere, though, in this 9. It's not gonna be that wall. There's a wall that opens, finally. So here's likely a chance at an item for Liquid Husband. Doesn't push, though.
Oh.
Starting to think that would be it. It was not. I think he'll probably go ahead and clear this room just to see if there's a potential bomb drop. There isn't. You're going to give your keys up easily. That's the good call. You have to start bombing some of these rooms, though, as Leslie has also found a potential push block. And you cannot bomb down into it. Liquid Husband just tried to. If this is the silvers, that's literally the game changer, but it's not.
Nope.
a potential magic stair to a stair. With an Aquamentus guarding the book or the silvers, maybe. I think this has to be an item this time.
And it's the book. Of
It's
course.
No longer relevant to Leslie Pro. Now the question is, are both items down here in this little staircase room? Somewhere there's a sad trombone playing for Leslie Pro.
I mean, I could try it here.
I'm not saying you had to. That wasn't bad. I think this room was a room that Leslie Pro had already seen, and Liquid Husband does not have any bombs, so that's the major problem at the moment. He will get his route secured to Ganon, though. Bombing left is likely to work in one of these rooms, maybe? Or does Leslie Pro have them all, pretty much? No, he can go down a room and bomb. There is the map, as chat was pointing out, so... running out of rooms. I think Liquid Husband's gonna have to go out and get bombs here shortly. The longer he sits here kind of looking at this map and thinking about the more time he's losing to Leslie Pro clearing some rooms. Or in this case, forcing another bomb pack. I will say if Leslie Pro continues on forcing like this and ends up winning, that's going to be a key reason why he was able to complete the seed first. I've definitely been impressed by the amount of forces he's gotten. And there's the decision to leave level 9 for bombs. I don't disagree with this at all. You have to get some bombs and get back in there and start taking care of some walls. And there's the wall that Leslie wasn't going to bomb a minute ago, and this could very well be the silvers. Not yet, but this could be a right-hander since we couldn't bomb into this room earlier. Nope, it's not a right-hander. Still a potential. Wow.
The silvers are doing a heck of a job of playing hide and seek this seed.
Yeah, looks like northeast is the most likely answer. Leslie Pro does not know that. So there's a chance Liquid Husband could steal this. If he goes through the staircase in this room here and goes up to the northeast, then he would be a few rooms away from some empty rooms that he hasn't been able to check. And that would be big because he would then forego checking some of these rooms that Leslie just checked. We have not bombed too much near Zelda to answer the question in chat. We've bombed mostly in the northwest because that was the largest grouping of rooms we had. It looks like Liquid Husband is really adamant about trying to get to these two rooms in the D column on his map.
But appears to be unable to do so. Well, as I say that,
You would have to be able to bomb left down here in this room, which is possible. Nope, that's just a magical staircase to the book. Fortunately, I think that's the second or third time that Liquid Husband has tried to bomb that wall. So he's very quickly down to one bomb again. He's going to be really fortunate to find the bomb wall at this point, or he's going to have to get a nice bomb drop. Slowly closing in on the right part of this map, though. I'm pretty sure by virtue of Leslie's clear, we know that it's going to be the northeast corner somewhere.
and now we have an up A from Liquid Husband.
Yep. Will he take the staircase this time? And will he then bomb the right wall if he does? He's got Leslie right behind him, so could be very close for both of them. If he goes up here and bombs to the right, I think that's the play.
And there it is.
So these are the free rooms. Looks like an Aqua Menace is guarding a potential push block. Not that room.
They're in the same room right now.
Uh-oh. You have to use wand if you're... No, you don't... Ugh. I'm pretty sure these guys were killable, but this one bomb may be all that separates the two runners now. Oh, he gets a bomb. So that's gonna be the silvers. That staircase pushes that Leslie just hit. I'm pretty sure this has to be them.
And there it is.
So, assuming that Liquid Husband remembers his Ganon route, this is going to come down to who has the cleaner Ganon. This is literally going to be a 10-15 second finish. So who has the route? And who has the better Ganon? That's what this all comes down to. Looks like Liquid Husband may not have a fast path back there. That's unfortunate. Or does he? You bomb over? You can, so this is a quicker route. And he has a quick route to Zelda as well, but he's going to be late into this room. Leslie Pro's going to have the lead into that room.
Oh, wow. This is...
Here's a potion, and then we're going to get some stereo Ganon hype.
Here's Ganon's. Oh, Liquid Husband with the stun lock. Oh, wow. And that stun lock is going to be the difference. Leslie's going to up A to try to get back over there.
Yep, he's going to take the
It's
stair.
not quite going to be enough. And Liquid Husband, in what has been very back and forth here. Get out your GGs. Liquid Husband's going to take first place and get the first win here in the Swiss Seeds with an official race time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 12 seconds. And now here's Leslie, just 23 seconds behind at a 1:40.35. Holy smokes. And we have both of our competitors in the green room here. And now bringing them both up here, Liquid Husband and Leslie. Wow, I'm still reeling here. I mean, 23 seconds difference between the two of you.
Wow. With the run I had been on with races getting blown out and then to see the snipe at the end, I'm like, game, you just had to make the silvers that hard to find, didn't you?
Yeah. Dude, I don't... First of all, can you guys hear me?
We can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you how close I came to getting wall mastered on the walk from Ganon to Zelda. That would have probably been just enough time. I mean, I know Zelda was quick from the start of level 9, but that may have been enough time for Leslie to pull off the snipe if that had happened. Because I took my right hand off of the controller, so I wasn't attacking anything at that point. I was just moving and had, my finger hovering over the done button. And then I just almost just straight walked into a wall master, but wow. Sorry. That's the second closest one-on-one race I've ever had, and I think Fury can probably tell us a little bit about the other one, but so it's between he and I.
That's one of my closest races in anything that's been restreamed, to be honest. The other that was closer than this, let's just say I lost a race against Pika Pals and a Link to the Past rando because I failed Silverless Master Sword.
Oof.
Still, I don't call this one a failure. I call this one a win because this race, I feel, shows how far I've come with all the seeds I've been playing of late and all the practice I've been putting in. It shows that I can definitely compete with this community. It's just that tonight, the game decided to, and I think Burgundy will know what I mean when I say, the game decided to snap a rubber band on me.
Well, there were definitely a lot of plays just back and forth. The using the count on Leslie on your end to continue to get bombs in level 9, while Liquid Husband ended up leaving 9 on 2 different occasions to replenish bombs. I mean, that was certainly one factor. The never-ending search for the silver arrows. I mean, that certainly had a factor to do with it. But Liquid Husband had on Ganon a fantastic stun lock, and I mean, there are a number of things that could have been the difference, but I think that was what swung the momentum at that point. And I mean, you can see just a 23-second difference, but it could have gone either way. I mean, Leslie, you found the power bracelet. Liquid Husband did not.
I found it. I just said screw it.
Well, yeah, that's right. You did find it eventually. I should say, did not find it until maybe about an hour later. Is probably the better.
Yeah. No, it was. I found it at exactly the perfect time when I knew I didn't need it. That was the only item. I mean, and then whatever else was in 9. The book, I guess, was the other item in 9.
Yeah. But by that point, you had already cleared all the rest of the dungeons, and you had just acquired the map in 9, so the book was a moot point.
So this is on me. This is 100% on me. But I was terrified for a moment when I burned a bush to find the wood sword, which I didn't pick up because I had white sword by then. For a second, I thought, well, maybe that means a dungeon isn't blocked by something, because I have my poor understanding of the flags. That's on me. So I'm really glad that when I found the raft, that I made the play, because there was a part of me is like, maybe I should clear out the rest of Death Mountain while I'm up here, even though I found everything else. But yeah, I mean, seeing that let me know at first, and that actually almost made me stop checking for the Armos item, because I was like, well, it's Red Candle, but then I was like, wait, what if Red Candle's on the coast? Then Armos item is the ladder. But
Yep.
indeed it was.
Yeah, and it sounds like we both had a similar opening route, because I dug I wound up getting the ladder, getting the red candle, then getting a quick white sword out of, what was it, level 8 or
1.
something?
It was in 1.
Yeah, they were both right next to each other, so
They were, yeah, they were
get those
adjacent to
two
one
mixed
another.
up. And then at that point, I figured, okay, let's keep exploring, but let's start mowing some things down. I just wish I didn't last location the bow, because 4 was hard Goma blocked. You were not going anywhere in that dungeon without bow or arrows. Well, other than wand.
Yeah, I mean, I may have had the bow before you, but if I did, it couldn't have been by very much.
Yeah, you were a little bit behind to the bow. You were behind 5 minutes entering 9, and you had only 5 rooms in 9 that you had not checked, whereas I think Leslie Pro was in the very final room when he found silvers.
Ugh.
Yeah, I figured it had to have been a case of me full clearing 9, because it was just the route. Unfortunately for me, the route didn't work out, and that's Randomizer for you. You shuffle rooms around. No, that's one of the great things about this community, though, is that you can shuffle you shuffle so many things around with this Rando Fred that just about anybody can beat anybody on any given night. And tonight, it delivered a classic. GG Liquid. I am looking forward to watching this one back, because wow, that's pretty much all I can say, because I knew it was close. But hey, next time, I might be on the other end of one of these close ones. Who knows? That's the fun of Randomizer, folks.
Yeah, GG, certainly. I appreciate that. And gosh, yeah, I can't even imagine watching this back. I hope you don't cringe at it too much, because I mean, I feel like you played pretty well. Obviously, level 9 being what it was not kind to you in the end. But I do appreciate the kind words, and the enthusiasm you showed me when we got paired up and wanting to race against me. Like, I love that I can really stink at this game and people still enjoy hanging around with me. So that's always a treat, for sure.
Hey, it's always a treat. Maybe next time, the commentary booth. Who knows?
Well, I hate to either burst anyone's bubble or make anyone's night, but they probably won't hear a lot from me in the booth this time around, as my my real world announcing kicks into gear next week, and I will probably be dedicating my voice to that for the next 6 months. But again,
Yes. For those who don't know, Liquid Husband calls baseball games, and believe me, that has to be one of the most fun jobs on the planet.
it's pretty cool. I pandered to Jay Coper last race when he was doing commentary because he's a Milwaukee Brewers fan, and that's our parent club, so we share that. But in any event, I love doing Zelda commentary. It is what endeared me to people in this community because it certainly isn't my wit, charm, or gameplay. So like it's always been a part of what I am here, but having to step away from it. But it's still getting to play. This tournament right here is just all about, for me, is just all about spending 6 or 7 weeks playing video games with people that I know and like. And so far, I've had very good fortune of that with the draw. And I'm hoping next week, I'm looking at all you out there in the 1 and 3 crowd. I got a lot of friends there, so I will see y'all then. But I want to say thanks to everybody. I'm gonna duck out of here. I've had not a very great week in my life, and I want to go spend some time with my wife and eat some pizza. But I love you all, and I appreciate the restream and the commentary and the tracking here on Speed Gaming 5, the Kitchen Cinco.
Well, they seed through the kitchen sink at us, and we threw down a pretty darn good race, I would dare say. And also, one last time, GG's, Fury, Burgundy, thanks for the commentary. Thanks for putting this on. Much appreciated. And like I said, I'm looking forward to watching this back, not just to see how it ended, but to see what I can learn and see what I can continue to do better. Because 0-4, look out. The record may say 0-4, but I'm just as dangerous as everybody else.
Yep, GG's
Fantastic words there. Yep.
Well, Ferran, this is a prime example of why any record is potentially a really great watch. People get paired up as this goes on against people with the same competitive spirit as they do, or they have, and can produce results like this. I'm glad we got to sit back and enjoy this race.
Yeah, certainly was a goodie, and looking forward to more here. I'm just taking a quick look at the rest of the Speed Gaming networks here to see what all is still brewing here. It looks like probably the place to go from here will be over to Speed Gaming 3, where we have Magic Friends taking on Zarnax 42. That is about 45 minutes and change in progress. So I think that's where we're going to head here among the Speed Gaming networks. I do want to thank all of you for tuning in here. Got a fantastic race. Make sure to give our runners a follow, Liquid Husband and Leslie Pro 04. And also, thanks to my kind of double duty partner here in Fury SK, taking care of co-commentating and tracking. And I guess you can give me a follow as well. I'm Ferran Burgundy. I talk about games better than I play them. And we'll take you on over to Speed Gaming 3, or at least check you out there. Until next time, stay classy, my friends, and more importantly, stay safe. So long, everyone.